My fellow FEMA activists, we are back. Wellness Coach Cathy here, and we are talking about sleep. All right, we are in our wellness playlist. Today's main topic is sleep, and we're talking about be a serious sleeper. So, for anyone new, Cathy Perez here. Like and subscribe, and we will get started. So, we always start our wellness or recommendation playlist with what we call positive quotient repetitions. Positive quotient repetitions. And this one is going to be fun. So, uh, you're going to want to be safe. So, make sure you're stable and you're not by anything that could hurt you. Um, you can close your eyes if you wish, you don't have to, but you definitely don't want to be engaged in anything else. Okay, so this is going to be a fun one. All right, so here we go. Uh, this used to be one of my least favorite, but now I actually enjoy it. So what you're going to do is you're going to scrunch up everything. You're going to tighten up everything, get really tense, tense everything up, tense your face, tense your ears, tense your all your arms, your limbs, tense up your tummy, your torso, your everything. Tense it all up, tense it all up. Really feel what those sensations are like. Feel it, feel it. Remember to breathe and then let it go. And now feel those sensations. Feel that tingling going away as your blood is circulated again. As you were tense, you felt how everything was energetically coming towards the middle. And now you can feel that energy finally being released. Go ahead and open your eyes if they're not already. That is what we call tensing. And it used to scare me because I would forget to breathe. And now I actually enjoy it because I realize, again, once your brain understands how to regulate itself, meaning once your brain knows that it's not in danger, your nervous system will allow itself to still stay regulated, even in that weird tensing state. Now, again, you're still going to feel those sensations of tingling everywhere because what are you doing? When you're tensing up like that, you're actually stopping your circulation. And that's why I kept telling you to breathe, remember to breathe, because simultaneously, you're stopping your circulation, your body's now thinking you're in a threat, right? We want to be able to regulate our nervous system better so that even when we are under, unfortunately, some type of threat, more than times than not, it's going to be talking to someone who is a lunatic and, part of a cult. Um, anyway, uh, when we are in some type of threatening mode, our brain ultimately thinks that we are in real danger. Now, honestly, we could be, right? I mean, talking to someone and not knowing if they're carrying a weapon of any kind. Yeah. But what I'm getting at is in hopefully some type of what we'd call not really a civil society, but at least in a society where we don't automatically want to take someone out. When we are even in a dispute of some kind, even with people that we know and love and trust, right? We can feel that tense situation. When you were tensing up, that's exactly what your brain is thinking is happening on a like high level, right? And so that's when your body starts to cut off from your head, literally, not literally, but like emotionally, right? Our brains detach theoretically from our bodies and they're not talking to each other anymore. And so when we tense up and then we released everything and you felt more able to adjust, that's what sage is. You're able to adjust. So we're talking about sleep. Um, be a serious sleeper. So I wanted to use the tensing as a perfect way to move into your sleep. You cannot be a successfully serious sleeper, and I mean serious in a most positive way, possible. You cannot be serious about your sleep if you are going to sleep tense like we were. There's no way that you're going to fall asleep in any way, shape, or form if you are so tense that your body does not feel safe. When we are in sleep mode, right, we are in our parasympathetic system, i.e., sleep and rest and digest. When we are tense, we are accessing the sympathetic nervous system or our fight or flight response. So if you, okay, are zooming, or I should say, if you are using your device in bed when you should be maybe just possibly, staring up at the dark ceiling, right? Or possibly you are better accompanied by, let's say, a real book with light that is not looking at you, but at the book. That light, while still stimulating, is not the same light that's on our devices. Okay, it's different. So if you're going to, these are basically ways to fall asleep, okay, naturally. An hour before bed, you should not have any devices by you. Now, let's say you're listening to a podcast and maybe you don't want to have the phone by you. Now, me, I sleep with my phone in my room. It's not the best, but I sleep with it far enough away that I actually have to get up and then go to the phone to get it. So it's not by my head where all those RMF or whatever those microwave type damaging waves are touching my head. And that is why I still use these. But my phone, unfortunately, is always on and it's again away from my bed. I have to literally get up and then go over there to get it. So it's not near me when I go to sleep. So an hour before, some people say even 2 hours before, but let's just say you're trying to nudge yourself away from using your device at night and becoming a more serious sleeper. Then again, what you want to do is stop anything that's going to tense you before you try to go to bed, because it's not going to happen. You're not going to fall asleep if you're not in a parasympathetic sort of mind. Okay. So no on the devices of any kind. Now, again, light is a big stimulus. And particularly at night, when we do have our lights on, we should be doing our best to dull that light in any way, shape, or form, right? And so if you're like me and I love to read before bed, the best you can do is just, you don't want to hurt your eyes, right? So the best you can do is just make sure that whatever little light you have, it's shining on the book or whatever you're looking at, right? And not at you. Now, the light is still going to stimulate you, right? And it's going to, unfortunately, stop the melatonin and other such hormones that can help you fall asleep, but it's not as disruptive. Okay. So pick your poison, okay, as to how you want to, well, I shouldn't say pick your poison, but pick how you're going to become a serious sleeper. You don't have to try everything at once because that's not going to work. To be a serious sleeper just means that you honor your sleep, okay? That you understand the importance of how sleep will rejuvenate you. As an activist, as someone who wants to see the end of fascism before she is deceased, I don't know if that's going to happen. And honestly, it's probably not, to be very, very serious, right? But if I want to even stay in the fight, however that is, right? I mean, none of us know when our last breath is going to be, but I'm going to hope that it's not my own lack of health practices that takes me out, right? I want to know that I've done everything I could to stay as healthy as possible for as long as possible. There's no reason to live to 100 plus if you can't move, if you don't know who you are, right? Like, I want to be 101 years old. I want to be level 101, as I call it, but I want to be functioning, right? I might not be able to get into the splits at age at level 101, but guess what? As long as I know who I am and I have some movement and, I'm amongst people who love me, then that matters. Sleep, okay, is so important. And I repeat this every time I talk about the sleep domain or pillar of health. Sleep is so important that 1/3 of your life is sleeping. Like, you're doing nothing but sleeping. That's how important sleep is. And so for anyone to tell you, oh, no, 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 you need to stay up longer and get something done. No, no, no. it's going to be there. Okay. And because of where we're in right now, it's so important that you get that sleep. So my point is you want to make sure that your sleep is uninterrupted, okay? But that you're putting yourself into a parasympathetic or a rest and digest sort of pattern before you sleep, and you will sleep better. And I can help you with that. So let me know in the comments if you want help. And we will see you next time. Until then, take care, take charge.